Oh, jeez. What is up, guys? Matt here, coming at you with another quick video today, taking a look at this 1/10 Hosim. Really excited about this little four-wheel drive buggy. Now this thing is brushless RTR, ready to run, everything you need for $179 right now on Amazon. They are running a little bit of a sale, so I think they're a little cheaper than normal right now, but for $179, it's a really good way to get your kid into an RTR or yourself, or just a great gift, honestly. So we're gonna take a look at this thing, talk a little bit about it. First off, you get not just one body, you get two bodies. That's awesome. Hosim does that a lot, and it's really cool because, I mean, like Liam's hard on bodies, and then we have a backup. So that is really cool. One thing I would do on a basher like this, probably do the shoe goo and drywall tape inside. If you don't know about that, I have a video on that. I'll try to link it in the description. Works really well. You can keep, I have bodies I've had for 10 years that still run fine. So this thing comes with everything you need. Batteries, charger. It's a USB style charger that you just plug into a outlet, USB outlet. You get a lipo bag. I use these for every lipo. This one has lots of FCX24 batteries in it. So you get that with it. Extra pins, screwdriver, pretty much everything you need. So here's the transmitter that comes with it. Nice feel to it. Foam wheel on it. I just bought the Fly Sky, well, a month or two ago. G7P, $100 transmitter, plastic wheel. So that's really cool that this has a foam wheel on it, and it's got a good feel to it. You have your throttle trim, steering trim, percentage, dual rate basically. So and you have your reversing, steering, and throttle. Really cool little buggy. Now some, depending how you get it, apparently you may get one 5200 pack, which is fine. They both work great. It's kind of cool to have two, in my opinion, because you can run one while you charge one, you know. So you're getting the same amount of run time, but maybe you could run one and be charging one. So overall, this thing is really cool. I'm excited. We're gonna get it out here and really abuse it and see how it holds up. I wanted to talk a little bit about this thing. I've had one for a while. So this is the one they originally sent me. They wanted me to check it out, test it, review it, all that fun stuff. So I had a major issue with this, and we're gonna talk about that. So the problem was, see if I can get it in here. When the suspension fully compresses, see that dog bone right there? It's coming out of that drive cup. So it would just spin out. So I let them know about it. They tried to send me, and you can see I tried to put oil in the shocks. They don't hold oil, okay? But, whoops. So they tried to send me some parts. I don't think they fully got what I meant at first, because they sent like a center drive shaft and some hexes and this and that. And I explained to them that this drive cup wasn't long enough, or this axle wasn't long enough, one of the two. It was just not holding it in place. So they fixed it. They just completely redid it. So you can see on this one, if I can figure out how to get it in here. Now, fully compressed, it's not coming out. So I haven't pulled the axle itself out to see if they lengthened it. It looks like they did. Just from looking at it here, it looks like it's farther up into the cup. I did measure the slit in the cup here, and the cup is a little bit longer also. So this thing should be ready to rock. So let's go find out. Let's take it, run it. This is a all-in-one ESC receiver. So it works with this remote, boom. Let's just fire it up so you can see it. This thing has a LED light bar on the front. We're gonna show it in the dark. All right, guys, one more look here before we take off of this thing. You got a fan on the ESC to help with heat there. They do just kind of zip tie this thing onto the plate. I don't know if that has, yeah, it has some sort of double-sided tape, so that's just an extra precaution, I guess. Sometimes you heard it, you get a little bit of rubbing on the fan. So if you hear some kind of funky noise when you turn it on, like that, don't be worried. Just move that around a little bit. That'll take care of it. You could use some stronger double-sided tape. I use the Gorilla type a lot, and it should hold that pretty dang good until you get it really good and dirty. Then you may have to redo it again, but you could possibly even run the zip tie through here, and hopefully a thin one, maybe not interfere with your on-off switch, and that would help it instead of going over the fan, but it works. We have a heat sink on the motor to help with heat for the motor. We got a servo. It seems to be pretty stout. You know, this is on a rubber mat, so it's getting a little restriction there. We got aluminum steering in here. You know, a lot of times you'll get plastic in there. You get a lot of flex and lose a lot of steering with plastic, especially thin, cheap plastic. If a truck comes with that, you're gonna lose steering because you're getting a lot of just flop in there. So that's cool. That's all pretty solid. We'll see how that holds up. We got our LED bar glowing here. We are pretty much ready to roll. We have our 2FM sticker on here, adding a little bit of horsepower, toughness, meat, beef. We're ready to rock. Let's go. So this thing has definitely got some kick. Look at that. Wheelies on demand. This is just a 2-cell lipo in here. Not quite sure if this thing can run 3-cell or not. We may have to check that out, look it up, or just test it. But plenty fast on 2-cell. This is some very thick grass. The yard is very thick and it goes through it. This thing is bouncy. You can see it pulls through that grass pretty well. Man, it will just wheelie whenever. This thing definitely has the punch. Wow. I couldn't do that again if I tried. Are you kidding me? So this is a little string that Liam had a can hanging from shooting with the BB gun. We used it for a noose instead. That was awesome. Let's do it again. She's warmed up now. Let's try to break it. That's what we do. We got to test it, right? Almost had it. It landed it. Oh, that was awesome. So I'm really curious to see how long the LED light lasts me, because I am gonna bash this thing. double to the wheelie. What? This thing has some kick. Look at that. Jeez. Okay, that didn't work. All right, she's warmed up. Time for the big boy. Oh, that didn't work. Wow, that took a hard hit. I thought for sure something was gone on the rear end. Yes. Looks like we picked up a little grass in the front end. Man, if you punch it, it just wheelies, so you kind of got to just ease off here. All right, here we go. I think our battery might be getting low. Losing a little punch on our battery. Not able to pull those flips like we were, but we're still running. There was a long one. All right, so just killed the battery. Let's see what kind of runtime we got. All right, so it's really hot outside, and this started shutting off. I thought maybe the battery was dead. I only got about 15 minutes out of this battery, but it's only at 3.9. So unless this thing, the cutoff voltage is set really high, I mean, this should have some more runtime in it. But maybe it shut off because of the heat. The motor was about 135 degrees when I first came in. It's 125 now, somewhere in there, whatever. 120 to 130, probably. It's pretty warm. I can pretty much hold my thumb on there for the 3-second rule now. Looks like I did break the upper A-arm. I mean, I was sending this thing pretty hard. I did tell them initially that these were pretty flexible, I mean, it's kind of good you get some flex, but it's also a little weak possibly, and I did break this one already. But I was sending it probably harder than most people. We're gonna try this battery in there and just go back out, run it some more until we finish that off, or run out this pack, see what we get out of the 2600. If it's half of this, we're only gonna get maybe 8 or 10 minutes if we're lucky. So let's go see what we get out of it. Good thing it comes with extra pins, because I already lost 2 in the gravel, of course. The battery's getting just a little bit weak, so it won't quite pull that flip. but we're just sending it anyways. You can always lock the brake and level it out. And killed this battery, so let's see what we got. All right, guys, so I ran this thing pretty hard. You can see, skinned it pretty good. In the grass, the gravel, that sort of thing. I only got about 6 or 7 minutes maybe out of this 2600 pack. And this dude is pretty freaking hot, 144 degrees. It is about 90, probably 90 to 93 outside, so it's very hot out anyways. The more you run this in grass and rock and stuff, the hotter it's gonna be. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to put like a cheap fan on the motor as well. Honestly, those don't do a lot, but it couldn't hurt. The ESC hasn't felt hot at all. No issues with that. Servo's still working great. And, you know, as much as I sent this thing, I kind of figured there would be a lot more brake. Just to give you guys an example, I took my X-Max out the other day, jumped twice on that jump. Now, quite a bit bigger, farther, flipping and stuff, but twice, and I snapped the A-arm and the hub off. So they all break. For most people, you're probably not going to be hitting a ramp like that with this. Maybe you are. It still did well. It's still running. That A-arm is cracked. I would call it cracked, broke halfway through, maybe, I don't know. But it is broke now. We'll just keep running it until it snaps the other side. But not bad for the thrashing I just gave it. So the only thing is you don't get a lot of runtime out of these batteries. This cutoff voltage apparently is set pretty high on this ESC, which is better for your batteries anyways. And well, this one made it to 3.74, so who knows, but not a lot of runtime, but that's why you get 2 packs. So you can probably charge this one with stock charger. I'm not 100% sure how long that would take. With a decent charger, you can charge it in 5 minutes if you wanted to. Just depends what amp you want to charge at. But you do have 2 packs, so throw one on charge, go run the other one. May want to let this cool a little bit in between runs. If you have kids that are just plowing it through the grass and stuff, it is going to get hot. But overall, this is a pretty solid little build. Brushless, it's fast. 4-wheel drive, highly recommended for most, you know, bashers, in my opinion. Got to have the 4-wheel drive. You want to be able to go pretty much anywhere. And it does well with that. So we'll try to keep running this. I know Liam will thrash it, so maybe we can update you guys on it. So far, doing really well. Put it through it, and just the A-arm, not a huge deal. I'm going to look on here and see where parts are available. All right, so I checked and I searched Hosim 1/10 X07 on Amazon and found pretty much all the parts for this. So the A-arm that I need, a pack of 2, is like $9. So parts are available. Most people are probably not going to send this off of a ramp like I did. That's a pretty good ramp, and it claims a lot of parts. Like I said, I just broke my X-Max on it. My Mojave, I was jumping it, broke stuff on it. Every time I put a session in on that thing, I break something. Now, the larger trucks, sometimes they'll last 2 or 3 packs before I break something. But my X-Max the other day, I hit it twice, seriously, and it broke both A-arms and the hub. So they all break, and the fact that parts are available and fairly cheap for this is really good. I did look. This is a 45 amp ESC. It is 2 and 3S capable, so you can run a 3-cell in here if you want to. And this comes with Dean's plugs, so it's pretty easy to adapt. Or maybe you run Dean's and you can just slap a battery you already have in there. 3-cell on this would be insane. You could not keep these front wheels on the ground, I promise you. It'd probably backflip on flat ground. We may have to try that. All right, so we now have a 3S pack in here. We're gonna see how this thing acts on 3-cell. Told you it would probably almost backflip. We already lost a pin. Wow. I think we can get it. Full throttle. Oh. This thing is wicked on 3-cell. So imagine this motor. Jeez. I imagine this motor will get pretty hot quick on 3-cell. You can't keep it straight in this gravel and really hammer down. See what it can do on the jump. Nice. Wow. 3-cell really wakes it up. Still got everything turning. Haven't finished the A-arm yet. This thing rips on 3-cell. Oh. I'm sure we'll start stripping gears and stuff a lot quicker on 3S, but it's a lot of fun. I just slung the battery out. These Z-Packs are good, I'm telling you. Oh, jeez. But anyways, guys, overall, I think this is a pretty solid buy for $180. You know, it's a great RTR, 4-wheel drive, buggy. Parts are fairly cheap, it seems, and it held up pretty well. I mean, if I hadn't sent this off the big jump and maybe the tree hang, I don't know, it probably wouldn't have broke that A-arm. So I'm not exactly sure where it broke, but it took some hard hits. So if you're running this thing just bashing normal, it's probably going to hold up pretty well. So only thing I would watch is maybe the heat. Check your temperature on the motor. If you can't hold your fingers on there for more than 3 to 5 seconds, honestly, it's getting too hot, and that's an easy way just to check it. So awesome little offering from Hosim. Pretty excited about this truck. I know Liam's gonna abuse it, so we will update on it. I appreciate everybody watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell so you get notified of all these videos. Lots of stuff coming up. I can't even get to it all, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell. Peace.